Angle in the first. Watch out.
Look at this.
Upton pops it up. Left side, Elvis Andrus is backpedaling. He is under it. He puts it away. The Texas Rangers have won a postseason series.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions. One swing. It's tied! Gonna see that on Cincinnati. This is Taylor. He's at the wall, and the legend goes! It's the Texas Rangers win the World Series!
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, late night edition. Rangers down 7-5 out in Anaheim. Man, they were one swing away there. Actually, one Josh Young off-season sprint or two away from scoring the game-tying run after being down 6-0. My goodness, Josh Young, unhitch the freaking trailer, buddy. That one is a little mind-blowing to me. I know he is slow, but I just don't understand. 2 outs, good secondary lead, how you don't score there. But it is because he is probably the most speed-challenged player we have on the team. It's unfortunate. Really is. Thought Rangers were going to tie it up there. I did not have any doubt that that was going to be game tied. It felt like Nimmo hit it too well. I know that the ball didn't even get to the fence. It felt like the ball was out in the outfield forever. You're like, this isn't even going to be close at the plate. There's 2 outs. You're getting a great secondary lead from first base. Ball immediately hit. You're running. I don't even understand, but I guess it does just go back to dude is the most speed challenged player we have on the team. I mean, we've just seen that time and time again. I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be, but I am. Very, very upsetting start to this one. Some of you guys are talking about it already. You know what? deGrom obviously is going to loom pretty large in this one. His effort, what he was not able to do in this game, which was limit the home run ball. Look, in my video, I definitely was hopeful. Today I posted a video about deGrom, and I brought up, man, in 10 1/3 innings last year at Angel Stadium, deGrom gave up 8 earned runs last year. One start was like 5 innings, 3 earned runs. You know, not great, but playable, right? The other start was horrific. Right? Dude gave up, I think, 7 earned runs. 5 earned runs in less than 5 innings pitched. It was bad. So deGrom has not had a lot of success. Not had a lot of success at Angel Stadium, and it continues on. I believe the numbers that I saw on deGrom, let me go to, I think at one point it was like 14 innings pitched, 14 runs. In his last 14 innings at Angel Stadium, he's given up 14 earned runs. Mike Trout diving for this. Alejandro Osuna, line drive, doesn't get it. Osuna's going to cruise into second. The Rangers are in business. Osuna's having a great night, man. He made a great catch in the first inning. Thought that was going to be what would get the Rangers out of trouble. It wasn't meant to be. deGrom quickly gave up a 3-run bomb immediately afterwards. Osuna's had been on base, I think, 3 different times tonight. It's good to see. Very good to see. At least a few people got off the plane from Colorado. A few Rangers decided, let's go play a baseball game today. Let's stop enjoying the Southern California coast here and go play baseball. Man, Foscue just wore one. That looked so bad, so inaccurate. It almost looks intentional with how inaccurate that was. It's hard for me to believe that major leaguers can miss that badly, but it happens. Slider, I mean, look, he's not trying to do anything, but it is like Dude, how do you miss that bad? Major League Baseball player. It happens. Shoot, we don't have any room to talk. We had the Danny Jansen attempted throw out down to second base that nearly went into right field the other day. Rangers don't have much room to talk. Oof. I'm serious. Can we stop having the deGrom pitch? Can we stop having deGrom pitch against the Angels? I said it. I tweeted it out during the game. Like, man, he's getting borderline unplayable at Angel Stadium. He really is. And again, I think it's 14 innings pitched. His last 14 innings at Angel Stadium, he's given up 14 earned runs. Swaggerty, please. Hit a 3-run bomb here. Come on, man. Like, come on. What a play. What a play by Peraza, man. I didn't think there was any way that was going to work out. What a play. Haggerty just didn't hit it quite hard enough. Peraza makes a great play, flips it to second base. I'm being really picky here. Did anybody else feel like Foscue was like not running as hard as he could have? I don't think it would have mattered, but it looked like he sped up only when he noticed that the ball wasn't going into center field. Like, it really looked like he was not giving a hundy all the way down there until, oh, shoot, the ball got gloved. Better start running fast. Like, when you're losing, it is so easy to put things under the microscope. You guys know how it is. You guys know how it is, man. What does Haggerty do? Look, right now, Haggerty's not doing a whole lot. He ain't doing a whole lot right now. Rangers have a few of those guys right now, but they have some players tonight that are showing out. Brandon Nimmo being one of them, man. Let's talk some positives here. Let's talk a little bit about Nimmo. And he has been huge tonight. Incredibly clutch. You've seen him do it in the field. He's done it on offense. Nimmo came to play tonight after getting hurt in Colorado, getting pulled out of the game. Nimmo 2 for 4 with 2 RBI, man. Should have had a third if Josh Young wouldn't constantly run with a trailer hitched to his back. Should easily have a third RBI and have tied up that game at 6. Hey, by the way, Chris Martin sighting. Chris Martin incoming. Get the barf bag, buckle up. Chris Martin coming in the ball game right now. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. C. Mart in the ball game, man. I'm going to be hopeful. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic here. I feel like we've collectively talked enough smack that C. Mart has to come out and have a good inning, right? Like, there's been too much anger towards the Chris Martin activation. It has to go the other way, right? It has to. He has to come out here and like go 1, 2, 3. There's been too much hate spread online about this man. I'm being dramatic, obviously. But look, in all seriousness, a lot of Rangers fans aren't happy that Gavin Collier is demoted and Chris Martin is activated. Myself included. I don't want to see Gavin Collier get demoted to AAA for Chris Martin at this point. It is what it is. But it feels like, again, there's too much. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Chris Martin gets rocked in his first AB back. Oh, I almost can't wait to get off this show and get onto X after this, man. I almost cannot wait to see the posts after this. I'm clearly not going to be able to hop on right now. I'm going to have to deal with y'all's comments. I'll take it. I cannot wait to get on social media after this live stream. Oh, are they talking up Neto right now? Like, are they really trying to talk up Neto and like downplay Chris Martin giving up a bomb in his first hitter back? No. No. Come on. We're not doing this. We're not gassing up Zach Neto to make Chris Martin look better. Oh, it's just a just a really good hitter. He's a really good hitter. It makes sense why a home run was given up there. What are we doing? It's a 7-5 winnable ball game. Let's throw in Seamart, baby. And don't give me any, I don't want to hear any other excuse. There was an off day yesterday. Let's think logically about this. There was an off day yesterday. Everyone is fresh. With how the Angels have been playing this year, they're not a good ball club. There's a double. There's a double. We haven't even gotten it out yet. Oh my goodness. What are we doing? Can Gavin Collier get here like tonight? Can we get him back like immediately? Stat. Look, I'm sorry. Off day tomorrow. I don't want to hear any BS excuse. Do not take it from anybody online if you like to do that kind of thing. There's no reason to throw Seamart in this ballgame. There's not. It's 7-5. You're playing the worst team in baseball. 7-5 with 3 left. I'm sorry. I mean, you got 3 outs to play with. I know that at this point, you're in the heart of the order. Or excuse me, at this point, you're working your way towards back to the top of the order. You got DJ, Peterson, and Young, and then Nimmo. I mean, you've got some hitters coming up, man. This is going to be an interesting one. You know, somebody's got to ask about this thought process. You're playing the worst team in baseball. This is what I would ask. You know, you're playing the worst team in baseball. Your offense has been rallying. We can't deny this. The offense has been rallying ever since the 4th inning. They've been slowly chipping away at this lead. And you decide to go Seamart? You could have gone Cole Winn. You could have gone so many different directions here. You choose to go Seamart now? I mean, look, I know what they're going to say. Well, when are we going to get him in? When else could we throw him? Like he's got to pitch at some point, you know, a lead, a deficit. BS, man. You did not have to throw him in a game where you're fighting. You're fighting in this game to come back. The Beeks home run hurt to make it 7-5. That was hurtful. But I still feel like, you know, DJ is going to be a tough one. I mean, look, and they've kind of cleared the bench a little bit. I don't think they've got Hellman and Higgy. You could pinch hit Hellman or Higgy for Danny Jansen at this point, which I probably would do. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, batting 178. But then you've got McCutchen. You'll take a McCutchen AB. Then you've got Josh Young, and then you've got Nimmo. It gets worse. It gets worse. What are we doing? Oh, it is taking everything I've got to not let it rip, man. We're trying to keep this show PG. Chris Martin is making it very difficult. Chris Martin, what are we doing? This is brutal. We haven't gotten it out yet. We haven't gotten it out yet. Hey, this is on Skip. I mean, I know some people are on Seamart. This is a Skip Schumacher call. Or maybe you want to throw Jordan Teagues under the bus as well. I'm sure Teagues is working with Skip. Nobody liked this move. Nobody. I did have a couple of people trying to defend Seamart when I was letting it rip. Nobody liked this move when Gavin Collier was demoted. Gavin Collier went 11 or 12 straight games without allowing a run. And Seamart can't get an out. What are we doing? I'm at a loss, y'all. I know I'm a broken record right now. I don't get it. Gavin Collier went 11 games in a row scoreless. And you demoted him for a guy that hasn't been good all year. He hadn't been good all year. Like, I really do like Seamart. Like, I like the signing. I can't deny it. I said when they signed him, Little bit surprised. I thought he was going to retire. Didn't think it was the worst move in the world, but spring training happened. And Chris Martin was not good in spring training. He hasn't been good at all this season. And you bring him up and you demote the guy that went 11 straight games without allowing a run? Miracles do happen. We finally get an out. So, yeah, I know that CY maybe takes some blame here. You wasted $4 million on Chris Martin. But you got to question Teagues and Skip Schumacher. And you know Jordan Teagues is contributing to the conversation here. We can't just put this all on Skip. Jordan Teagues has contributed to this. Teagues and Skip, I have no clue what you're thinking here. No clue. You're in a 2-run ball game against the worst team in baseball, and you've been coming back ever since the 4th inning where you put up a 3 spot. It's clear that this Angels team does not know how to lock down a game. And so my point in saying that is, why wouldn't you have gone with somebody that's a little more proven in close ball games than Chris Martin, who finally gets a 3rd out? That's right. We got the double play. Appreciate the catch on that. We got a double play, and then we got Joe Adell flying out here to end the inning. Mercifully. Moves like this make zero sense to me. I would understand this move a lot more if, let's say, they hadn't just had an off day yesterday. You've literally got the entire bullpen at your disposal. You just had an off day, and you're going C-Mart in a winnable ball game. Look, I know some of you guys may be, saying we weren't going to come back anyways. I actually feel like the momentum was trending Texas direction. The throw out of Young at the plate was a killer. I know Young is slow. I just didn't think he was that slow. With 2 outs, you're moving on contact. The ball goes to one of the deepest parts of the park, and you can't score from first base. A little wild, but Josh Young is not the most fleet of foot. We know this. That was a big momentum shift. The home run given up by Beeks was not good either. But you felt like this team was moving towards a victory. I did post a little bit reverse jinx style, if you will. Rangers are going to lose this game 6-5, aren't they? This was after the Evan Carter triple that Mike Trout misplayed. I mean, look, Evan Carter hit the crap out of it. Not trying to take anything away from Evan. Trout probably catches that baseball if he has a better understanding where the wall is. But nevertheless, at 6-3, I tweeted out, we're about to get our hopes up and lose this game 6-5, aren't we? Absolutely brutal. And the A's lose, JN? The A's have lost, and so we could have actually gained a game tonight. Could have been a half game out of first place. I mean, look, that's maybe the saving grace. It's maybe the saving grace here. I tell you what, I'm just sick and tired of the inconsistency. And then, look, the bullpen management tonight was just not good. deGrom put the team in a hard spot, man. He put the team in a hard spot. Oh, Danny Jansen. Okay, Danny boy. Danny going deep, and the Rangers bring it within 3. Hey, there's your run number 6. What did I just say? The team felt like they were up for a rally in the 9th inning. But thanks to Chris Martin, you now have a 3-run deficit instead of a 1-run deficit. Could be 7-6 right now with a competent decision in the bottom of the 8th. Wasn't meant to be. DJ, is that home run number 3? Yes, it is. Home run number 3 for Danny Jansen. Be a 1-run game right now had Chris Martin never entered the ball game. Andrew McCutchen hacking first pitch here, and he's going to pop this one up to the second baseman, Peraza. Rangers out number 1. Was hoping Kutch would find a way on, and maybe Jungle Cat could give us one good finish here, along with Brandon Nimmo. Jungle Cat on the night, 1 for 4. He's going to take strike one, a changeup, middle in. Well, Matt, that's what I'm always saying. The comment, by the way, on TikTok, or excuse me, on YouTube, for all my people on TikTok, we got multi apps going right now. Instagram, YouTube, X, just about everything, Facebook. So we got comments both directions. So I'll do my best to keep up. The comment here from Matt is, how is it bad that we can see this happening before Skip did? I've said a lot. I do feel like this organization, they make some head scratching moves, and then after the fact, they kind of treat you like you're the idiot. Like, what? Why would you think that Chris Martin coming in here was a bad idea? What, are you stupid? We got to throw him at some point. Like, I feel like that's the energy that gets given off every time a bad decision like this is made. The front office or the manager, Boch would do this sometimes too. Like, they just kind of make you feel like you're dumb. Like, why on earth would you not put Chris Martin in this ball game? Like, I think that is 1,000% what the coaching staff would push back if one of the beats tonight. I think a lot of the beats are actually off until the Arlington series, from what I gathered online today. But if you were actually to ask a hard-hitting question, I think Skip would totally try and turn it back around and be like, why wouldn't you throw Martin right there? When are you going to throw him otherwise? It's like 5-run game, 5-run lead, 5-run deficit. You know, like when the game is out of reach for either team, that's when I would put Martin in a ball game. But yeah, I mean, this is one of my biggest things this season. I don't know if pet peeve is the right word, but it is despicable to me how fans get made out to be the idiots sometimes. We can all see this coming a mile away. And Young grounds out, by the way. Brandon Nimmo is going to strike out here and end the ball game. Change up in the dirt. Actually, my bad. Change up right at the knees. That'll do the job. Rangers drop this one 9-6. I think the two biggest things I look at tonight, first of all, you've got to look at Jacob deGrom. I mean, I think that's the first person you have to aim at here. Look, deGrom, legend, one of the best pitchers to ever play this game, but he is struggling right now. And a lot of people are asking, what is it about Anaheim? What is it about the Angels? I have no clue. They need to ask Jacob deGrom after the game. Hopefully he'll make himself available, and maybe he gives a thoughtful answer here. I would love to hear what his view is. Like, somebody should ask, dude, 14 earned runs in 14 innings. Your last 14 innings pitched at Angel Stadium, you've allowed 14 earned runs, and I think 5 or 6 homers in his last 14 innings, giving up a home run about every other inning. I mean, literally. That would be one of my top questions. What is it about this stadium, or is it the team, that continues to give you issues? See what he says. I think that would be a great question to ask tonight. I don't think there's really any logical reason that you and I are going to be able to come up with. I don't think deGrom is like playing down to the competition. He doesn't strike me as that kind of competitor. He would literally need to be taking the reins on this one. I mean, he would need to be answering this. I think best would be coming from him. I can't come up with anything right now for you guys on the fly. It is almost inexplicable. He has been so good at different times this year, and then you just get what you got the past 2 starts, the Houston 4 solo shots, and then you got tonight, right? You're down 6-0 in the 3rd inning. It's your ace. Maurice, that's kind of my thing. Maurice on TikTok, appreciate you, bud. Good to see you. Maurice says, and this is what I was saying earlier, you've got a rested Penn. That's why I don't think there's really any excuse here, man. You've got a rested Penn. I know the argument might be they've got a lot of games coming up. I think they have like 10 games in a row because they play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I think they have a game all next week. I don't think they have Thursday off next week, so I think it is 10 games in a row, which is a brutal stretch. But look, you're in game 1 in a winnable game. I'm sorry. You have to think about preserving this 2-run lead. Jalen Beeks giving up the home run to make it 7-5 was not great, right? But let's start with deGrom, and then let's also go towards the decision making late. The bullpen, by the way, I think we have to say has been really elite all year long. But what I think we start to worry about when we see games like this, and I think a couple of you guys already brought this up in the chat, this was on my mind as things were unfolding. You have a bullpen that's getting used so much. Like every other day, this bullpen is having to cover 5 or 6 innings. That's not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for the wheels falling off. This bullpen, it feels like, has to cover 5 innings every other day. I'm being dead serious here. At least 4. It feels very rare when we get a starting pitcher going 7 innings. Like, it's just not usual. Like, Evo can do it. deGrom did it once. Leiter, I think, has done it once. Gore has done it once. It's not all the time. It may be 10% of our games, 15% max. It's just not going to go well. You're going to get to the summertime and have a gassed pen. Period. They have got to figure out a way to get these starters going deeper in ball games. Have to. Omar, I didn't want to be right. A bunch of y'all are telling me like you called it on deGrom. Look, I hope my video did not come off negative. I was surely not trying to, advertise and just rub it in that deGrom has been bad in Anaheim. My point was, dude, you weren't good last year. Go into Anaheim and freaking shove tonight, man. Like, that was the spirit of my video. But I had to call it out. I remember so vividly deGrom just getting shelled in Anaheim last year. And I know I said it last night, and I talked a little bit about it earlier in the show today too, but I just had kind of a weird feeling like there's something about pitching out here, man. He has not gone well of late. Both outings. He had 2 last year. Now another one where you're not really getting a clean game from him. I think the best he's done in his last 3 starts is like 5 innings, 3 earned runs. Every other one, he's given up 5+. I'm going to try and get to all y'all's comments. I know I missed a lot of them, so forgive me for that. I'm going to try and go a little more rapid fire here. Look, isn't Skip's contract 3 or 4 years? I don't think they're going to fire him. I think, and I said this in Skip's defense, I think Skip is working with a roster that he's inherited, not necessarily a roster that, his fingerprints are all over. I do think, if things don't go well this year, it's going to get blown up a little bit. And I do think Skip will get an opportunity to work a little bit closer with, whoever it is, Chris Young, Fenstermaker, to mold the roster a little bit more to his liking. I don't think Skip is going to lose his job after one season. I think Skip was dealt the hand he was dealt. Has he been perfect this year? No. I don't think every move that Skip Schumacher has made has translated to success or has been brilliant. I think he's made some good moves. I think he's had some bad moves, and I think that's pretty typical, especially for a manager of his experience level. Skip is 3 years into managing. Like, he's not Bruce Bochy. He has not had, 25 years plus of managing experience. Bruce Bochy on a little bit of a different level in that regard. Skip is not getting fired after this year. Next year, if things don't go well this year and they do a little fire sale at the deadline, they're going to get a roster that's more up to Skip's liking. I would almost bet huge money on that. You're going to see Skip get his fingerprints on some moves. They might have a budget constriction. They might not. But at this point, I got to say, I think the jury's out a little bit on Skip. I think that a lot of people, we kind of blindly bought the Skip hype, manager of the year in 2023. And don't get it twisted. Not saying that Skip's bad, that he sucks. Some people I know in the chat feel differently. I don't think that. I don't feel that way right now. But I will say this. You're seeing, I think, a little bit of inexperience at different times. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that you or I could do a ton better. These are tough decisions, but you've got to be right when you are a manager at the highest level on a very big ball club. The Rangers top 10 payroll. Like, this is not a, super small market team, man. You got a legit job here. Skip, for me, is definitely going to get better, I think, with time. I don't think he's going to get worse, but I think that there's been some bumps along the way. I don't love the decision tonight to potentially put the game out of reach by throwing a very inconsistent Chris Martin. I don't think that's going to sit well with a lot of people. Can't wait to get online after the show tonight and see what X has got cooking for me. Or shoot, I'll get on Threads, Facebook, whatever I got to get on. I'll consume it all, y'all. I'll be consuming a lot of content, a lot of C-Mart content tonight. That's for sure. Let's keep rolling. This team's going to suck for the next 4 years at least. It really depends, G-Man, on how the young guys do. That, to me, is paramount, right? How are the young guys going to do here? Are you going to see Wyatt Langford take off? Are you going to see Evan Carter take off? Are you going to see Josh Young continue to be a 300, 827 OPS hitter? The young guys actually stepping up, producing, taking that next leap is what's really going to determine how well the Rangers play over the next 4 years. I do think the Rangers will probably reload with some free agents. Maybe Walcott comes up and lights it up. There are some paths to the Rangers still being a relevant franchise and not just being dog crap terrible. But it really does hinge on how well are the young guys going to play. What trades should happen? Yeah, I think there's a number of different things that you could go through. Look, let's not blow it all up and pretend like the Rangers are definitely going to be sellers at the deadline. It's one game. But yeah, they're either going to sell a lot of the vets if they're not in a playoff spot, or they're going to probably go out and get another relief pitcher and hopefully add one more bat. I think 2 bats would be much better than 1, but you definitely got to add at least 1. What trade, Foscue getting picked off, brutal. Yeah. Foscue, I mean, look, he's had such a good little stretch here. I hate to dog on him, but yeah, that just can't happen. It can't happen. Like, you've got to figure this out, dude. You can't keep getting picked off. I mean, he's a rookie. I mean, that obviously plays into this, man. He's just not experienced. But yeah, the base paths, I mean, that dude should be getting a 2-foot lead. Like, at this point, just get a 2-foot lead and get a little secondary, baby. And you don't need to try to do too much out there. Just don't get out, please. At this point, I don't know what they're saying to him, but I would be telling him, if I'm Jenko out there, like, dude, just stay close. Get a little leash on him, man. Tug him back a little bit, seriously. Foscue, 2 pickoffs in the last week. It's just unacceptable. The thing is, Skip's hands are tied, man. He doesn't have a choice. You want to play Haggerty over Foscue? I mean, Haggerty, God bless him. I love Swags, but I mean, Swags ain't giving you anything more than Foscue. And Haggerty got picked off himself a couple weeks ago. Like, Skip doesn't have really any options. He doesn't. So, I mean, look, it's not even like you can really, in good faith, bench Foscue and, throw in somebody else that's really going to light it up out there. It's just not going to happen. Corey Seager out, Josh Smith out, Cody Freeman rehabbing. Cody Freeman, by the way, 0 for 3 tonight. Did hit the ball hard, I think, once or twice. So, look, definitely not going to see it in the box score, but hopefully a good positive step for him. Let me keep rolling here with comments. Appreciate all you guys. Yeah, Steven, we're talking about Chris Martin. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I would imagine this is kind of last ride with C-Mart. The $4 million, there's never been a better case of who cares? Like, you spent $4 million on him, whatever. Like, you might have to eat it, but don't you dare try and justify keeping him around forever just because you paid him $4 million. Right? The Jock Peterson argument, if you will, right? Well, you're paying him $18.5 million. You might as well hit him and get some production out of him. Please don't do that with a $4 million player. Like, please don't do that. Put your ego to the side. You were wrong. Like, you were wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. That's, I think, another thing that, pisses me off when it comes to the Rangers front office is they feel very difficult to admit error. It's very difficult for them to put the ego aside. We messed up. We have to go to plan B. It maybe has gotten slightly better this year. Last year, I felt like it was terrible. This year, maybe slightly better. Like, they moved off Josh Smith as the starting option. I know he kind of got hurt and that made it easier, but it felt like the club was leaning towards Josh Smith in a bench role even before he got injured and putting Zeke in that role. I feel like last year they would have waited until June to make the Smitty move to the bench and played Zeke Duran. Agree, disagree? I feel like in 2025, everything was like 3 weeks longer than what it should have been. Everything. Robert Garcia in the closer role last year. 3 weeks longer. We had to be subjected to that than we probably should have had to be. I just feel like you've got to move on. You've got to say, you know what, we've got a guy down in AAA right now. His name's Gavin Collier. You might have heard of him. Started the first 11 games without allowing an earned run. Yeah, that guy. By the way, has C-Mart given up as many runs as Gavin Collier has given up all season in one outing? Is Gavin Collier at 2 earned runs on the year? So did C-Mart just give up as much as Gavin Collier's given up in the entire season? Gavin Collier he's given up, let's see, 4 earned runs. All right. 4 earned runs. So C-Mart only gave up half the amount of runs that Gavin Collier has allowed all year in 14 games. My goodness, man. Jeremy, what's good, brother? Good to see you. The Merrill Kelly trade is painful. I said it many times last year. Merrill Kelly trade was going to be a failure unless you won a World Series, which, I mean, kind of laughable right now. Didn't even make the playoffs. Or you re-signed him to like a pretty fair deal. You're always going to overpay a little bit in free agency, but I thought, you know what, maybe if they re-sign him, kind of a fair deal, maybe, $15 million a year. That sounds fair. I think he got $20 million a year for the Diamondbacks. Good for him. I mean, look, Merrill Kelly, he seems like a great guy. I don't have anything personal against Merrill, but just the whole way it went down. We give up 3 top prospects, 3 top 15 prospects. He comes out, kind of soils the bed in the biggest game of the season against Houston. I think we all remember that series in September. We had like our aces lined up. deGrom was lined up. Kelly was lined up. Total bed crapping. And yeah, the Merrill Kelly trade just looks absolutely horrific at this point. Martin gave up 2 earned runs. Collier's given up 4 all year. Nate, I'm with you. Ban deGrom from pitching in Anaheim. Stop. No more. You may no longer pitch against the Los Angeles Angels in California. Forget it. I don't know about this. Good to see you, man. By the way, as always, I always appreciate your comments too. Great insights. We're talking about the fun vibes in the clubhouse and what the impact has been on the team. The comment is starting to think the whole fun vibes clubhouse is making the team less sharp on the field. Yeah, look, I'll say this. I've always been a big proponent of the clubhouse vibes don't mean a ton unless you're winning or losing. If you're winning, the clubhouse vibes, usually they're up anyways, and then they're going to get magnified and everybody is going to pump them up like that was or that is the reason, or one of the biggest reasons the team's doing well. We just got a great group of guys. We all love coming to the ballpark every day. And then when the team is doing poorly, the clubhouse vibes are scrutinized. I've never been a huge clubhouse vibes believer. Like, I think that the vibes in the 2023 clubhouse were positive because the team was winning. But I don't think like that 2023 team was like this, like, super fun, positive, just amazing family. I didn't feel like the 2023 team was this incredibly cohesive unit. It felt like good players getting hot at the perfect time. And of course, you're loving on each other when you're winning ball games. Period. I don't know if anything going on in the clubhouse is the reason why they're not playing well right now. I would probably say no. Interesting to think about, but I would probably say I'm not believing that at this point. Let me get the comments up here so you guys can all see. So if I miss any, so we'll get the comments loaded for all you guys, whether you're watching on the phone, whether you're watching on the computer right now, the laptop, whatever it is. I'm dating myself here. Let's see. What do we got? TikTok, what do we got? Bring back Hedgie. I actually kind of wondered if they would think about that, but they are just kind of going, or trying, I should say. They are trying to get catchers that can actually hit. Not going awesome, although Danny Jansen did hit his home run. I call Danny the home run merchant. Like, he will go terrible for a week and hit a home run just to give that OPS a little positive injection. Like, feels like we get one random home run from DJ, and then all of a sudden we get nothing for a week. And then he hits another one, and it's typically like one of these where you're like, meh, could have used that earlier, Danny. Love it. Could have used that much earlier. Yeah, Matt, that's true. I'm forgetting C-Mart actually pitched earlier in this season. I tried to scrub those memories from my brain as much as possible. It worked. I think it's just been a long day, but I literally forgot that Chris Martin pitched earlier this season and then was terrible, and then he got hurt. And then we were kind of like potentially throwing out there, well, maybe the poor play was a result of whatever he was dealing with. Yeah, it is crazy. Gavin Collier, he better be back up with the team. And like soon, please. Soon. Jansen, low leverage home run means nothing. I mean, absolutely. That's why I call him the home run merchant, man. It's like you get one home run from him every once in a while. It boosts up the OPS. Like, OPS was like 580. The home run boosts it up to 634. Probably gives him a little 0.1, maybe a tenth of WAR or something like that. So everybody can use it to argue for him next year. All the DJ apologists out there. I mean, look, I didn't feel like there were a lot, but there clearly are. Every time I post about Danny, it strikes a nerve with people. It is the most fascinating thing to me. Every time I post about Danny Jansen, it strikes a chord with at least one person on one of the many apps we post to at different times during the game. Like, literally the last player I would expect for people to be like jumping up to defend, but it never fails. Never fails. It's pretty crazy, actually. Let's keep on rolling. Can we call up Teodo? Last outing, he got up to 103. Isn't the ERA pretty bad, though, Caden? I mean, look, 103 is 103, but isn't Teodo doing pretty poorly with the ERA right now? I'll go to the minor league box car right now. Let's check it out. 548. So yeah, not crushing it. 164 whip. Yeah, Caden, I would probably have to pump the brakes on that. I mean, look, I love the idea of a 103 mile an hour flamethrower coming out of the pen. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about the walks. 164 whip, man. Is it because of walks? I can only imagine. I'll go to the stats. We'll see what we can pull up here. I don't know why I'm not getting the stats here on MILB, but That's okay. 1.64 whip, brother. That's got to be walks. Don't know if we want to have a guy with control issues coming up. PCL Hitters League. I mean, that I could see that. I have read about the minor leagues being very hitter friendly. They actually, I saw a video, I forget which podcast was doing it, but they had somebody on like talking about the baseballs that the minor leagues use. And like maybe that's the thing, but to have a 164 whip, you got to be walking some guys. And I think that's more concerning than anything. Yeah, Bormy, I'm definitely a fan of him. I remember posting about him at one of the first spring training games. Upper 90s fastball, had a very nice off-speed pitch. How is he doing? What are his numbers like? And guys, understand, like, numbers aren't everything. Like, you got to look at the raw talent. You got to look at some of the intangibles. You got to look at a little bit of everything, right? But nevertheless, 2.14 ERA for the Rough Riders. Yeah, William Bormy is definitely a guy I had my eye on in spring training for sure. All right, Foscue swinging the bat well. Yeah, just not on the right frame of mind. Let's try and be nice here. Not in the right frame of mind on the base pass. How in the world did the Rangers lose series to the Astros when all their best pitchers and starters hurt? Yeah, the Rangers just are a very inconsistent ball club right now. There's really not a lot to it, honestly. It's really not. Yeah, Foscue's offense is definitely going well. Going well. I like what I'm seeing from him. Really glad that the bat traveled from Colorado. Was a little bit worried. Hey, did Foscue just, catch a good time at Coors Field? Because that can happen. We know this. But I was very, very pleased to see him come in tonight and make an impact. Unfortunately, had a bit of a negative impact getting picked off there late. Just can't happen. Cannot give away free outs at the end of ball games. Have I seen the Bat Bro stat? What are they, Caden? I saw this a while back. What are the updated stats now? Do you know off the top of your head? I'll go look it up eventually, but yeah, I said, I think I joked right when they activated Martin. Man, if you thought Rangers fans were pissed off about the Martin activation, what do you think people are going to do when they demote Peyton Gray to activate Robert Garcia? I hate to say that even out loud and speak that into existence, but I feel like that's what the club is going to do. I feel like we are going to see this club demote Peyton Gray and activate Robert Garcia when the time is right. I mean, seriously, I hate to say it, but deep down in your mind, deep down in your heart, I'm correct. This is a possibility, unfortunately, with this front office, with the way that they have made decisions. Like, it's a possibility. There is a greater than 1% chance that this happens. I think it might be a 50-50 shot, honestly. Oh, please don't do it. Peyton Gray, another dude that's cooking right now. Absolutely cooking, man. You do not need to demote Peyton Gray. You already demoted one dude that was having a great year, Gavin Collier. Do not demote the other guy, who's like one of the best stories on the team this year, by the way, but is also actually doing really well. Look, I'm not going to dwell on it too much more, Steven. My bad. I'm not going to dwell on it too much more. But again, that to me, that might cause riots. If what I just said a little while ago, I'm not going to say it again out loud. If what I just said comes true, that might cause riots outside of Globe Life. Maybe. Might have to book a flight to lead him, man. That would be such a head shaker, and I'm putting it lightly. 313 Bat Bros, 6 homers, 25 RBIs, 3 stolen. Wow. Yeah, is that good? It's pretty good. Appreciate you getting those to me, man. Yeah, that's great. CY ego overrides player performance. We've seen it before. We were talking about this with Chris Martin. Is the ego going to come into play again? Are we going to see them really ride this out with C-Mart? They just got to be right. We spent $4 million on him. We didn't go get Sean Armstrong. We didn't go get any of the other top relievers. We turned our nose up to Pete Fairbanks. I know Pete's having a little bit of a down year with Miami so far. Nevertheless, I feel like it is definitely a possibility they ride it out with Chris Martin a little bit longer. I hope that this isn't true, Antonio, but this is a feeling that I have. Comment, by the way, from Antonio on YouTube says, I feel like you just messed with Collier's confidence, and if you send Peyton down, I'll definitely curse out everyone. You got to laugh sometimes, man. After ridiculousness like what we just saw tonight, you got to laugh sometimes. Yeah, I think Gavin Collier, I hope he's going to be all right. That is like a worst case scenario thought for me. I really hope the club did as much as they possibly could to pump that guy up. Dude, you've been awesome. This is just something we needed to do to get some fresh arms. You're going to be right back. I mean, look, I don't believe that the only reason that he got sent down was for fresh arms. I was going back with, was it John Moore? I was going back and forth with from DLLS or whatever the podcast is. He was telling me like the only reason they demoted Gavin Collier was for fresh arms. That was it. It's the only reason. I just never understood why anyone would deduce that. You could have kept Chris Martin, and I understand that he's got a major league contract, but you could have fudged it with Chris Martin. You could have kept him down in AAA or in double, wherever he was. You could have kept that down a little bit longer. You really could have. Yeah, I don't buy into at all. You had to bring him up. There was just no other option. You had to bring the guy up. I don't believe that for a second, man. I think that is a ridiculous, asinine argument. Yeah, it was John Moore from DLLS. He and I were, I mean, in a respectful way, going back and forth a little bit. And his comment was, in so many words, he said, it's purely about needing an arm. Collier, Gray, and Beeks not available. This was in the Colorado series because Gore lasted an inning. I'm guessing they got Martin to Colorado quickly and waited to see how Gore felt. Yeah, this wasn't about just needing an arm, bringing up Chris Martin. You could have brought up a lot of other guys. Look, Corniel had like at the time of the Chris Martin call-up, Corniel had like a 2.14 ERA. Luis Curvelo is also back healthy again. You could have called up Curvelo. You didn't have to call up C-Mart. That is the most BS thing. I can't even believe people were trying to tell me it was just about needing an arm. No, it wasn't. There was a little ego involved. We're going to get this guy back up here. We paid $4 million for him. We have to prove that we were right. So we're bringing up C-Mart, even though there's other guys in AAA that are on the 40-man that are currently pitching better than him. Yeah, Jackson, isn't that freaking hilarious? Oh, my goodness, my guy. I wish I would have had that in my arsenal at the time of going back and forth with John and a couple other people. The comment here is gold, man. Jackson, appreciate you. The comment, fresh arms? So we decided to go get the 50-year-old man. That makes sense, right? We needed fresh arms because Mackenzie Gore only lasted an inning in his last start. So let's go get the 50-year-old. You can't make this up. Oh, brother, that might be the best comment of the night right there. That brings a tear, man. That is a goated comment. No kidding. You bring in the 39, 40-year-old Chris Martin to get the fresh arm. You had Curvelo, you had Corniel, you had multiple options for AAA call-ups that are on the 40-man roster right now. These guys are on the roster. You didn't need to do any DFA or weird moving around. All you had to do was call up one of those dudes. I might, Jackson, I might have to steal that line. I might. I don't know what I'm going to do for the video tomorrow. Look, usually I got to take a second because it's emotional after the game. I know I'm being dramatic, but this team, man, I love this team so freaking much. Just like you guys, man. I love this team. And it's tough after losses like this, man. I do take it personal. I know some of y'all do too. And so I always try and take a second after I get off the lives and just really reflect on what the direction is. But it feels like it's almost got to be a C-Mart reel tomorrow. Jackson, appreciate you, buddy. Look, I appreciate that. We'll see. It might have to be a C-Mart reel tomorrow. Definitely a warranted video. I agree on that. I think you could maybe go deGrom, but I did deGrom today. I did the deGrom video today. I don't know if I want to make deGrom the full focus tomorrow. I'll definitely mention him, I'm sure. It's like, how do you not mention deGrom in the reaction video? How do you not? Dude got lit up by the worst team in baseball and has now given up 14 earned runs in his last 14 innings pitched at Angel Stadium. That doesn't even feel right coming out of my mouth. I can't even believe it. But that is the reality right there. Fight was there. That's what they're always going to say, right? I didn't listen to the Skip Schumacher postgame, but love the fight. You need to put that on a t-shirt. Love the fight, baby. Love it. That's what we hear after every loss. Love the fight. We're so close. They're right there. It's going to happen. What are some of the other ones? You guys drop them in the comments. Which catchphrases am I missing right now? What am I missing? You guys fill in the blanks for me. Can't wait till Josh Smith is back and we bench Durant. This is the part of the show where we get a little unhinged, by the way, if you're new to the channel. This is the part after a tough loss where we start getting a little unhinged in the best possible way. Like, best possible way. Let me finish this. Can't wait till Langford is back and we send Osuna down. Can't wait for Robert Garcia to come back and Peyton Gray is back at Round Rock. Antonio coming in hot. I love it. What's sad is, like, none of these would be shocking to me. None of these. Like, I hate to say it, but none of these would shock me. Like, they would still piss me off, but they wouldn't shock me at all. Tip your cap. Nate, that's another good one. Tip your cap. You know, they had a great offensive performance from some of their players. You know, just tip your cap. That's it. You know, they're hitting the ball well right now. Whatever, even though they're not. My goodness, it's the Angels. They stink. In the video of C-Mart, let me go back to it. Where was that? In the video of C-Mart, the words "to the moon" needs to be in the background. Most of the batted balls 100 plus. Yikes, dude. Yikes. Ugh. Rough Riders lost by 1 too. Man, you watch back to back. Back to back, just almost, right? Almost is another one. We were almost there. Almost. It's always after the All-Star break where the telltale signs happen. This is true. You start seeing things really a lot more clearly post All-Star, that's for sure. I feel like we're already seeing things pretty clearly right now, but I agree with that. I do. At least it was fireworks night. There you go. Catastrophic Chris. There you go. That might be the thumbnail title, man. That might be the title right there. Catastrophic Chris. Speaking of Joey Gallo, Steven, can Joey Gallo pitch yet? What's he doing right now? What's Joey Gallo up to in his quest to get back to the major leagues as a pitcher? Maybe we need to get him in. Do I think Bochy would have brought Chris Martin in? Boch is typically a bit of a mastermind with bullpen decisions. Granted, last year, maybe we won't count because I was not impressed with some of the moves we made bullpen-wise last year, like leaving Robert Garcia as the closer for a month too long. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. No. Cold cut Chris Martin. There you go. We got some good ones. We're cooking. We are cooking with gas right now. The game was not boring, Shane. This is most certainly true. 9 runs to the Angels is terrible. Cash Money Coup, appreciate you. Yeah, 9 runs given up to the worst team in baseball. Rangers scored 4 or more, man. Normally we're golden. You score 4 or more, we're golden. Wasn't meant to be. 6-5 on the 15-game stretch now. Yeah, Cody Freeman said we were winning 10 of 15, and we are now 6-5. So we would have to win the next 4 straight to make Cody's prediction accurate. He was correct. He said we were going to win the Colorado series. We did win that. You know what? 4 straight wins doesn't feel impossible to me, but this team is just so inconsistent at times. They can do it. I believe they can do it, but yeah. 7-5. That's right. You got to win 3. You got to win 3 in a row here. That's right. Absolutely. It's possible, but man, this team just is Jekyll and Hyde on certain nights back to back, man. They look so good one night. It's like everything comes together, and then the very next night it's like, oh, yeah. Seen this movie. Yep. This is going to get interesting with CY. Antonio, you bring up a valid point here. It's going to get interesting with CY. I think he is going to get some runway to do a rebuild, just like John Daniels got the runway to do the rebuild. I think CY probably gets a runway to rebuild it. I know some people probably don't want to hear that, but I think that is probably what's going to happen. I see that happening. Whether you think it's right or not, that's a different debate. But whether it's going to happen or it's not going to happen, yeah, I think it's going to be happening. That's my prediction. He probably is going to be sticking around, and we are going to see a rebuild under under CY, for better or for worse. For better or for worse, man. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Trying to catch up with as many comments as I can. I knew when I saw deGrom starting, I was like, he's about to give up 4 runs on 3 innings, but I decided to give one up me. Yup. deGrom early on, man. They gave the home run pretty, what was it, first batter? And you're like, okay. That didn't take long. Walcott package for Bobby Witt Jr., Ethan, never would happen. Never would happen. We just need to go ahead. Give me a little more there. Tejano Country. Rick, give me a little more there. DFA Martin coming soon. Bro, is this pathetic? I'll edit a little bit, although I hear you, brother. Is this team going to put it together? Pitch good, hit bad, hit good, pitch bad. Yep. Just can't get all the facets of the game working, right? You're either good pitching, bad offense, or you're really good offense, bad pitching. Yeah, the home run to the guy that I think saw his first pitch of the major league season. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Hey, tomorrow, let's talk about it. We're back to Mackenzie Gore, right? Or it's Evaldi tomorrow, my bad. Evaldi tomorrow, and then Mackenzie Gore on Sunday. Am I getting that right? Tomorrow's game time, by the way, another late start. It's going to be a 7:05. Jeez. Feel bad for y'all. 9 o'clock start in Texas tomorrow. We're going to be doing a late night. Evaldi's pitching 5-4, 362. Sunday is to be determined, but it is assumed it's going to be Mackenzie Gore on Sunday. But we got Evo tomorrow. By the way, Evo against the Angels. He has had some dominating performances. We talked about this on Wednesday. Evo pretty much shoved against the Angels last year. So I actually feel pretty good. Rangers probably win the game tomorrow. I know that maybe doesn't feel right after a loss like tonight, but I actually feel pretty good. Rangers are going to win the ball game tomorrow. I think Evo is going to be Evo. I think the offense will have some success. Urania is good, 2.70 ERA. I think Evo is going to be better. I definitely feel a lot better about the game tonight. Look, it was deGrom tonight. I can't say I thought the Rangers were going to lose this game. I was a little bit worried about deGrom and what he did last year at Angel Stadium, giving up the 8 earned runs in 10 innings and added to that total tonight, unfortunately. But Evo, yeah, last year was so good against the Angels. I'm going to back this up here instead of maybe going through all of the pitcher versus batter stats for you guys. So Evaldi last year, let's see if I can get the computer to cooperate here. We got like multiple devices here, and we're just trying to make it work. Let's see if technology can hold up its end of the bargain. Yeah, Evaldi last year, game log from 2025. Let's do it. So when he pitched in Anaheim, July 30th, 7 innings, 1 earned run. Rangers won 6-3. He also pitched against the Angels. There was one other game, I thought. July 8th, 6 innings, 0 earned runs. Rangers won 13-1. So the 2 games at Angel Stadium that Evaldi pitched in last year, he gave up 1 earned run in 13 innings, struck out a total of 10 over those 13 innings, and the Rangers won both ball games. Don't think he pitched against the Angels at Globe Life. Nope, just pitched twice against them on the road. So you got Nathan Evaldi feeling probably pretty good about what he's done in the past at Angel Stadium. He's on a good little roll right now. I trust Evo to get the job done tomorrow. And I think Rangers probably squeak across a few runs. Maybe they get to the bullpen once they get the Angels starter out of the game again. Starter for tomorrow for LA is Urania, 270 ERA, 1-4 record on the season. Not that that's everything. Walbert Urania, by the way, not Jose, former Ranger. Walbert Urania, 22-year-old righty out of the Dominican Republic. He's looked pretty good. 33 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts. He's coming off a 6-inning shutout performance against the A's. Before that, 5 innings, 2 earned runs against Cleveland. Before that, 6 innings, 1 earned run against the White Sox. So this tomorrow feels like a pitching duel. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Maybe the Rangers, though, can get to the bullpen. Maybe they can work some quality ABs, get Urania out of the game, and then maybe make some moves against the bullpen. I think that's probably the plan. We keep on rolling, man. Evo is locked in. I do feel good for tomorrow. Look, can't get it right every time, but you guys don't hear me say this constantly. I definitely always try and find the positives as much as I possibly can, but we're realistic here on the show. I think Evo pitches well. Rangers get just enough runs across the board, and they get back on track and hopefully win the series on Sunday. That's the plan. Antonio, hope you win. Keep me posted on that, brother. Yeah, the West Coast games, I actually, as a kid, I always liked them because it gave you an excuse to stay up late. So for those of y'all that don't know, I grew up in Arlington. I live out in Vegas now, lived here for about 15 years. But I remember like the A's games, the Angels games, those weeknights. Look, when I was younger, you have like the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock bedtime. And, so I'd have the radio on real quiet in my room so nobody could hear. I had one of those like crazy old like alarm clock radios, and I'd put it like by my pillow, and I'd have it real quiet, and I'd listen to late night Rangers baseball. Core memory, baby. So there's a part of me that always likes these West Coast games. I know some people hate them, but man, I love them. I love them. They're good for me out here, honestly. I mean, the game's going to start at 7 o'clock out here for me tomorrow night. That ain't bad. I actually prefer when the games start at 5. I like having the rest of the evening after we do the lives, but we'll be here. 8th inning, 9th inning. That's the plan. So we don't get it done tonight. Rangers fall by a final of 9-6, and they make a pretty good comeback, man. Almost completed the 6-run comeback. Josh Young thrown out at the plate. Look, it was a tough send, but I like the aggressiveness. Didn't pay off, but Rangers would go on to give up a few more runs. Unfortunately, Beeks, Martin, not up for the test tonight, and you had the Angels kind of pull away late. Evo tomorrow, Evo day. I'll have a video out to you guys as well, probably tomorrow sometime during the afternoon, since we've got late night game. I'll probably do early or mid-afternoon video for you guys, which means probably late afternoon, early evening for all of y'all in Texas, all y'all in the Central Time Zone. So, hey, look, I just want to say a special thank you for everybody hanging out tonight. I know some of y'all have been hanging out since we went live an hour and 9 minutes ago. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for supporting the show in all the ways that you do. It means a lot. Share a video. I make videos pretty much every day, TikToks, Reels, all that good stuff, YouTube, Shorts. I'm pretty much on everything, man. So do me a favor, share a video with the diehard if you know somebody that maybe doesn't follow the channel, hasn't heard of what we do here. I would appreciate you getting the word out, man. Everything helps. So thank you so much. Steven, I'm definitely excited for the new stadium in Vegas in 28. It'll be fun going to probably about 7 or 8 Rangers games a year. Not that I'll do every single game, but those are the games that I might try and see if the Rangers will maybe, just maybe, let me get credentialed for a little 3 or 4 game set. That might be what I do. That might be the plan. Jackson, I appreciate that, man. Keeps me going, honestly. It's a bit of a grind in the baseball season. We love what we do. I love making all the content for you guys, and I love doing these shows. But I appreciate the encouragement so much, brother. And, hey, again, congrats on the gold comment of the night, man. That was awesome. You bring in the 50-year-old when you need a fresh arm. Makes a lot of sense. And on that note, appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. We will see y'all tomorrow. 8th inning, 9th inning. Appreciate you guys. Hey, good to see you. Hope you're having a good summer so far. It's officially summertime here in Las Vegas. Everybody's getting out of school. It's good times, man. It's good times. Season changing. Hopefully it can change for the Rangers. Let's be done with this mediocrity, back and forth, inconsistency. Let's get on a roll here. And let's start it tomorrow with Nathan Eovaldi. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.